After years of close calls, cryptic foreshadowing, and emotional gut punches, Stranger Things Season 5 is finally doing the unthinkable, saying goodbye to one of its original core characters. While fans have spent season after season bracing for losses, this one's gonna hit hard, not just because of who it is, but because of how badly the show failed them in Season 4. What could have been a promising arc turned into a total letdown, and now, as the show's wrapping up, the Duffer Brothers are pulling the trigger, and not everyone is ready to let go. The Stranger Things Season 5 teaser trailer wastes no time reminding fans that the end is near, and it's going to be nothing short of explosive. It's got all the feels and hints at what's to come, like character reunions, unexpected pairings, and the terrifying escalation of the war for Hawkins. Eleven's powers seem different, and Vecna's back, so it looks like a huge showdown. But among the firestorms, supernatural chaos, and heart-pounding action, one detail stands out above the rest: the subtle yet chilling hints that one of the show's beloved original characters may not survive. Dustin, Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan are all ready for their most dangerous mission, working as a tight-knit unit in scenes that range from strategic fire setting to intimate moments of fear and comfort. The teaser trailer carries a heavy sense of foreboding. It's clear Stranger Things isn't just setting up another fight, it's about to break our hearts one last time. Based on how the teaser trailer unfolds, all signs are pointing to Jonathan Byers meeting a tragic end in Stranger Things Season 5. The show's hinted at character deaths before, but the way they're showing Jonathan, or, not showing him, in some scenes makes it seem like more than just a trick. In multiple shots, the tension builds around the emotional state of the characters closest to him. There's this super sad moment where Steve hugs Dustin tight while Dustin's just bawling. The trailer deliberately withholds the context of this scene, but the weight of Dustin's reaction speaks volumes. For someone who's faced demogorgons, mind flayers, and interdimensional terror without breaking down like this, his grief here feels deeply personal and devastating. Earlier in the trailer, there's another haunting visual: Nancy, visibly shaken and covered in blood, frantically scrubbing her hands as if trying to wash away not just physical evidence, but emotional trauma. Her face is totally shocked and heartbroken, which is a big change for her. It's also weird that both Nancy and Dustin are dealing with something awful, but Jonathan's nowhere to be seen in those scenes. That's a huge red flag, like a big hint of what's to come. They're all working together earlier, but when things get bad, Jonathan's just gone. They totally do this kind of storytelling on purpose. It gets you ready for something bad to happen, but it's still vague enough to get you thinking. Jonathan's journey has often flown under the radar compared to flashier characters, but he's always been there with his feelings, loyalty, and quiet strength. If these teaser trailer clues are any indication, they might be setting him up for a tragic, heroic ending, and if that's true, it's gonna be one of the saddest parts of the season. If Jonathan bites the dust in Stranger Things Season 5, it could actually fix a big problem with the show: they never kill off the main characters. While Stranger Things has never shied away from placing its ensemble cast in constant danger, there's a growing sense that the threats don't carry the weight they once did. In the first seasons, you really thought someone could die, especially when they were dealing with the Upside Down. But as the series progressed, near-death experiences became more frequent, and yet the core group always seemed to walk away, sometimes literally against all odds. It's made it harder to care about the danger because nothing bad ever really happens to them. One of the most glaring examples of this is Jim Hopper's fake-out death in Season 3. His sacrifice was powerful and emotional, until the series backtracked by revealing he'd survived, effectively undoing one of the show's most climactic moments. And while characters like Bob, Billy, and Eddie did die, their roles, while memorable, were short-lived and introduced later on in Stranger Things. The main crew, the ones we've known from the start, are still kicking. It's kind of weird how everyone survives so much, considering all the chaos of supernatural warfare, government conspiracies, and otherworldly monsters. That's why Season 5 is the perfect time to really deliver on all the danger the show's been setting up. With the big fight against Vecna and the future of Hawkins, and maybe even the world, on the line, it makes sense that some stories will have a sad, but good, ending. Jonathan's always been about being brave, loyal, and protecting the people he cares about. If he dies, even though it'd be awful, it could actually help the story and show that this final season has real stakes. It would send a clear message: no one is safe, and the threat they're facing is unlike anything they've encountered before. Although Jonathan's potential death in Stranger Things Season 5 is a theory that fits logically within the narrative, it also comes with a bittersweet tinge of disappointment, largely because of how his character was sidelined during Season 4. Jonathan has always been there. He's been a big part of every story, whether it was checking out the weird stuff in Hawkins or being there for Nancy. Jonathan's involvement has always felt integral to the group's dynamic. His quiet strength, earnestness, and unshakable loyalty made him one of the show's emotional anchors. Fans grew attached not only to his protective nature but also to the way his relationship with Nancy added depth and tension, grounding the chaos in heartfelt personal stakes. However, Season 4 marked a noticeable shift in Jonathan's role, relegating him to a much more peripheral storyline that distanced him from the core group and diminished his usual impact. Instead of being there for Nancy like he usually was, he was on a road trip from California to Nevada with Mike, Will, and Argyle, looking for 11. While this new setting gave Jonathan fresh scenery, it also took him away from the main narrative hub, leaving fans feeling like he was somewhat adrift, out of sync with the central tension unfolding back home. Adding to this disconnect was the way the show handled the long-standing love triangle between Jonathan, Steve, and Nancy, a dynamic that had been a compelling subplot since the early seasons. Season 4 barely even went there, mostly because Jonathan was away from Hawkins and it made the whole thing feel kinda off. The sidelining of Jonathan's character arc in Season 4 created a sense that the show wasn't fully honoring the importance of one of its original heroes, which, in turn, makes the prospect of his death in Season 5 all the more frustrating. For fans who have followed Jonathan's journey from the very beginning of Stranger Things, the thought that his story might conclude with a tragic death, after being marginalized in the previous season, is a tough pill to swallow. It makes you wonder if the show's gonna give him a proper ending and the respect he deserves, or if they're just using him as a quick way to amp up the drama without any real impact. Hopefully, if Jonathan is really going to bite the dust, Season 5 will make him important again and give his death the emotional punch it needs, turning a potentially bad move into a really moving goodbye. But with Season 5, Jonathan's back in Hawkins with everyone else, right in the middle of things for the last season. He was kinda on the back burner in Season 4, so getting him back in the main story is a chance to make him important again and give him more to do. That's why it's so sad to think he might die, just when he's getting back with Nancy, Steve, and Will. The show may be preparing to take him away for good. Even though it'd suck if he dies, the Stranger Things Season 5 teaser trailer really makes it seem like Jonathan's a goner. The feels, the creepy vibes, and him not being in those important scenes all point to something bad happening. If that's true, it'll be the first big loss of a main character in a while, showing that the final fight with Vecna is gonna be way more intense and serious than anything they've dealt with. And if Jonathan goes down, it could open the door to even more devastating losses, setting the tone for a finale where truly no one is safe. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Jonathan Byers, like this video and subscribe for more Stranger Things Season 5 theories with us on Strangers Freaks.